Away we go then with Junior SM140 charging into the first corner, very close at the front. They battle their way through the first corner, and it looks like Charlie Hearens leads the way, but round the outside goes George Hopper into the lead. Hearens down to second. Abs Thomas in there as well, but George Hopper, your early race leader, goes down the back straight for the first time. It's Charlie Hearens in second place, Abs Thomas third, and it looks like number 45, Adam Blackwell, also well placed. They go charging into the hairpin for the first time. Thomas goes through to second, and the rest of the field go charging through. Ash Barnes, number 8, Ben Watson, Max Bartle in there as well. But your race leader, George Hopper, looking strong as he goes through the chicanes, keeps the momentum going. Abs Thomas through to second, Hearens down to third, and also in there number 45, Adam Blackwell, George Fisher, also well placed. But George Hopper, your race leader, makes his way up towards the hairpin. It's very neat indeed. Thomas through to second, and Hearens keeping the pressure on in third place, trying to get past Abs Thomas, but Thomas looks strong in second place, number 76. They go down the back straight as number 110, your race leader, George Hopper, pulls away. And Charlie Hearens has got problems there in third place. We saw him touching the visor, and I don't know if his visor's loose possibly. And there we go, he just saw it being thrown away on the side there. So, problems for number 119, Charlie Hearens. We just saw the visor come loose. He's had to throw that to one side. And surely Charlie Hearens will have to go into the pits. And there he goes, minus the visor. Number 45 in there, just behind Adam Blackwell. So, problems then definitely for Charlie Hearens. Nothing at all though bothering George Hopper. Thomas in second, there's Hearens in third, minus the visor. And your fourth position there for number 45. Adam Blackwell with Alex Latham in there as well. George Fisher also well placed. Your race leader, George Hopper, goes charging down the straight into the top corner. Takes a nice wide line, carries the speed into that hairpin. You'll see it get tighter and tighter as they go into the apex and then through into the chicanes. Very technical part of the track. But look at the speed here from George Hopper. Looks very smooth and very quick indeed as he goes round the final chicane, down the front straightaway, and really started to pull away from Abs Thomas in second. Hearens still in third place. And also then number 45, Adam Blackwell, coming under a lot of pressure with George Fisher, Alex Latham, Ash Barnes a little bit further behind. George Hopper, your race leader, takes the left-hander down into the straightaway. And look at this battle for third place, all very close indeed. Hopper, though, leads them down the straight, charges away, and really pulling away from Abs Thomas in second place. Goes into the top hairpin. And there's Thomas in second place, Hearens still in third, but really struggling without that visor. He's going to have to pit sooner or later, one would have thought. And George Hopper, with a clean track in front of him, goes round the chicane, down the start straight, over the line, and you can see just how big the gap is. There is Thomas in second place, number 76. And now really starting to pull away, and now into third place goes number 45. There we just saw Charlie Hearens going into the pits for a new visor. That's going to drop him way down the field, so terrible luck for Charlie Hearens. Number 22 goes through, about to be a lap there. Maddie Williams up to 11th place with Charlie Hearens still in the pits, pitting for a new visor. And that means that 110, your race leader, there he goes. Charlie Hopper, clean at the front. Abs Thomas still shadowing in second place as George Hopper makes his way up towards the final chicane. And Hopper now setting the fastest lap of the race, 46.897 for George Hopper. Abs Thomas charging away in second place, but cannot keep up with Hopper, the race leader. Who's it going to be in third place? It's still number 45 in third, Adam Blackwell, with George Fisher and Alex Latham in there as well. Hopper now goes round the left-hander, down the back straight, started to close up on the tail enders. Charlie Hearens, meanwhile, back in the race, but he's down in 12th position. Number 22, though, Maddie Williams, currently in 11th place, about to be lapped. There's Hearens back on the track. He's got a smoked visor on, and that could be difficult because visibility not the best. It's a bit cloudy now, so poor Charlie Hearens just doing all he can to try and salvage some points. George Hopper, meanwhile, the race leader, there he goes, round the final chicane, back down the start straight once again. There we see Hearens and number 114 and number 12 there. That's Kira Williamson and Max Bartle having a midfield tussle there for 9th place. So Williamson currently in 9th. And Bartle putting the pressure on down the back straight. Meanwhile, there we see Abs Thomas in second place, all on their own at the moment, number 76, the race leader. Meanwhile, there he goes, George Hopper charging down the straight, and he's closing up on that battle between Bartle and Williamson. So he's going to have to be careful because they'll be scrapping away. And there goes Charlie Heron's bringing up the rear at the moment. He's just unlapped himself from Matty Williams, but he's got a long way to go. George Hopper makes his way around the chicane, charges down the start straight once again, and there we see the battle for third. It looks like George Fisher's gone through to third, and Adam Blackwell, 45, drops to fourth place. So that battle for third place still rages. None of that, of course, bothering Abs Thomas in second place, as our race leader, George Hopper, the yellow and black crash helmet, picks his way through the tail enders, goes back down the straight, gets on the power, and he's got another lap rider in front of him, number 12 there. That was Max Bartle. And he nips down the inside of Bartle as he charges towards the checkered flag. Looks like Bartle's gone past Kira Williamson up to 9th place. Charlie Heron still lapped down as your race leader, George Hopper, makes his way through the technical chicane section. That little right and left 90-degree flick, and back down the start straight he goes. The back markers still battling away for their own positions. And there we saw 119 Charlie Heron's trying to catch up with the rest of the field, but no problems at all for the race leader, George Hopper. Goes round the hairpin, up towards the back straight, round that 90-degree left-hander, and back on the power. Very smooth indeed, and very fast. Really puts the power on down the back straight. And he's got a relatively clean track in front of him now. He's passed most of the tail enders, goes into the top hairpin, and George Hopper looks very smooth indeed as he closes in on victory. Abs Thomas only just making her way down the back straight. Thomas still looking strong in second place with a decent gap from George Fisher, who's now in third. Hopper goes round the chicane. There we see Thomas in second place, now in third. There's the machine of George Fisher in third place. And your race leader, George Hopper, goes into the hairpin, takes it nice and neatly, avoids those rather nasty looking curves on the inside there. He wouldn't want to hit those too hard, and gets back down the straight, puts the power on. George Hopper all on his own at the front, closing in on the checkered flag, so a clean track in front of him, and he's got a huge gap behind him as well. George Hopper really does just have to keep the concentration up now, keep it pointing straight, stay out of trouble, because he's done all the hard work so far. And George Hopper closing in on victory, goes round the chicanes into the double apex, now into the final chicane, the right and left, and Hopper goes down the star straight, and George Hopper takes the checkered flag, and he looks pleased with that one. And in the overall classifications, it was George Hopper with the overall result, from Abs Thomas and Alex Latham in third.